If you've ever felt like your leadership team maybe doesn't understand why security or development gates take the time that they do, and it might even be the inverse, that there's, we'll use the official business term of misalignment. If you've ever noticed misalignment regarding how much more efficient or productive your engineering teams are expected to be with AI agents pair programming with you versus how your full release cycle actually measures, this slide is your validation. We uncovered a massive perception gap between executive expectations and frontline engineering realities. So nearly 3/4 of the C-suite, that's the leftmost purple segment there, they're looking at AI tools and they're reporting major pipeline improvements by using them to support development. But just over 1/3, and certainly less than half, of our technical contributors and their first-line managers are looking at the same AI-inspired impacts with that sort of positivity of major productivity increases. And why is that? It's because 48% of our executives, they genuinely believe that the code that these AI assistants, that these tools are spitting out, they believe it's excellent and commit ready. But then if you look on over to the folks who actually have to deploy and maintain it, only 8% of developers think that this code is excellent. Executives are 6 times more likely to consider AI-generated code to be excellent compared to those who actually write it or cross-check it when the LLMs generate it. The engineers are quietly doing an immense amount of manual cleanup. And there's a sincere risk that we're seeing in the data here that this isn't getting recognized or not accounted for in the broader business ROI calculations. 90% of teams report that AI-generated code introduces major bottlenecks further down the pipeline. So then looking at the data, the top 2 blockers slowing things down are noted as manual review at 52% and security testing at 51%. So this is more than half of organizations, including these, among their top 3 impediments to AI-enabled pipelines. So your legacy security testing workflows, those are probably already causing friction between AppSec and human developers already. And now they're completely poised to grind things to a halt once your devs are churning code out with an AI agent. And so how do we solve this without completely just turning off all the AI assistants? We asked developers how they want to structure their security architecture. And their answer is actually just overwhelming validation of a fundamental security design principle, and that's separation of duties. 56% of teams say that they prefer an independent, purpose-built AI security agent to evaluate the code that AI coding assistants then generate beforehand. Only 30% actually trust the tool that wrote the code to then check it. And so engineers, they instinctively know, I think a lot of us have already heard this euphemism in terms of AI, engineers instinctively know that you don't let the student grade their own homework. They don't want Copilot checking Copilot, for example. But now look at how they do want to consume those security insights. It's a dead split between real-time IDE suggestions at 41% and automated pull requests at 41%. And so only 16% want fully autonomous remediation with no human review. Developers want AI-driven security automation because they don't own security, but they also don't want to inadvertently violate, a risk tolerance policy that then causes some late stage refactoring when they've already moved on to the next feature branch. But they do want to maintain final decision-making control over their code base. Speaking strictly from a Black Duck Solutions perspective, we help you execute on those 3 imperatives with solutions for AppSec and for agentic developer pair programming. So, to eliminate that coverage bottleneck that we talked about, we've got the Polaris platform. To fix then sort of the GRC tracking blind spot, Black Duck SCA, and then finally cut down that manual code review bottleneck with something like Black Duck Signal. More importantly, returning to the theme of this discussion today, this helps you unlock that potentially lost ROI and efficiency gains of AI coding assistants. This is something that your board can get behind with the same vigor as they support the AI agents themselves.